What is going on, Trash Talkers? We are back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our draft profile and analysis for Western Michigan wide receiver Skyy Moore. All that and much more coming your way right now! All right, before we get started today, be sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video. It'll help us out tremendously. So sit back, relax, subscribe to the channel, and smash that like button. All right, Nick, as we get closer and closer to April's draft, we have another draft profile to get to. Today, we're going to be talking about Western Michigan wide receiver Skyy Moore. Now, a lot of you have probably seen his name in a lot of the mock drafts that you've seen. A lot of these pundits have been talking about him, but you don't really know too much about him. So let us tell you everything you need to know. Skyy Moore stands at 5'10", 195 pounds. He's PFF's ranked number 6 wide receiver coming out of such a small school out of the MAC. His pro comparison for me is Rondale Moore. Nick, I think you agreed with that as well. He's a very shifty, very fast, smaller and athletic wide receiver. When you take a look at his career stats from Western Michigan, he played for 3 years, 30 total games. In that time frame, he had 171 receptions, 2,482 yards, and 16 touchdowns. His production was absolutely phenomenal. He was a focal point in their offense all 3 years. This guy was definitely something to behold when it came to watching Western Michigan's tape. I fully believe that Skyy Moore has the makings to really show up and show out at the NFL level. Nick, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of those strengths and weaknesses that he showcased?
Yeah, he was absolutely incredible last season, setting an FBS record 26 broken tackles by a wide receiver for such a small size. He packs quite a punch. And then when you look at him on his film, Skyy Moore is able to get separation past these DBs and really show what he'll be capable of at the next level. He did not have the best quarterback to work with, so you're going to see a lot of underthrown balls. Throw him into an NFL offense with some NFL quarterbacks, it's a different story. This guy will show up. When we look at his strengths, he has the ability to create such separation with his route running and his lateral quickness, just like Rondale Moore and how he's been utilized in Arizona so far. And then he also has incredible ability to break tackles. Like I mentioned, he set that FBS record. But when you look at some of those weaknesses, he does lack the acceleration after the catch. You would expect a guy of his size to be able to just absolutely accelerate and get away from anybody who's running after him. Well, he does struggle a little bit there. He should be able to work on that a little bit, maybe use some of that lateral quickness to his advantage. I'm sure coaching will be able to get him ahead of this. And then you also have to look at his ability to shake defenders at the line of scrimmage. He does struggle a little bit, but that's where his route running comes into play. That's where he's able to use that quickness down the field. If he could just get off the line a little bit faster, he'll be so much better.
When you're taking a look at some of these teams that might be interested in a Skyy Moore, we have to start with the team that already has Rondale Moore, being the Arizona Cardinals. I believe that the Cardinals really like what Rondale Moore brings to their offense, the versatility. They can go sideline to sideline. They can go up over the defense. There's so many things. Now, if you had 2 of those guys to pair with DeAndre Hopkins, I think that Kyler Murray in this offense would be so dynamic, so versatile, that they would be able to compete at the highest levels with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Green Bay Packers, and the Los Angeles Rams. I really fully expect Skyy Moore to be on the radar for the Arizona Cardinals.
And speaking of the Packers, they're another team that we should be looking out for when it comes to Skyy Moore. 2 picks in the first round. We know they need to get a wide receiver, and Skyy Moore is a guy who will be there at those 2 picks. He is a guy who will fit well with Aaron Rodgers. They're going towards smaller receivers, getting Randall Cobb back, getting Amari Rodgers in last year's draft. This is the type of receiver that the Green Bay Packers are looking for, and not so much the Allen Lazards, the MVSs. They're going to look at Skyy Moore and say he's got all the traits that will fit perfectly with what Aaron Rodgers does best.
Another team that could really utilize the services of Skyy Moore would be the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, we just saw Tyreek Hill, Cheetah, leaving this team in a trade with the Miami Dolphins. That leaves an open hole for the speedster to take the top off this defense. I understand that Marquez Valdez-Scantling did come to this offense But to have a guy like Skyy Moore and with Eric Bieniemy running this offense, all the motions, all the laterals, everything that he has in his repertoire to put Skyy Moore in that offense. Nick, you talked about shaking defenders at the line of scrimmage. That's not an issue when you have pre-snap motions, getting this guy wide open in the flat, just getting the ball in his hands and letting him do work. I fully expect the Kansas City Chiefs to be really far in on Skyy Moore.
And then last but not least, we'll take a look at the Chicago Bears. With an early pick in the second round, Skyy Moore could definitely be available. And we see that Justin Fields has had incredible success so far with some smaller receivers. Allen Robinson is gone. They need to fill that role. They need to get another dynamic playmaker, and Skyy Moore can be that. With Justin Fields' ability to extend plays, Skyy Moore can use his athleticism to get separation and open when he's running around the field. I believe that Skyy Moore is a great fit for the Chicago Bears.
Overall, Skyy Moore, I think, has not only a place in the NFL, but he's going to be utilized to the best of his abilities wherever he goes. Because when you take a look at what he brings, there is one thing that any team can use at any time, and that's speed. That's what Skyy Moore brings to the table. He brings his shiftiness, his quickness, and his ability to read defenses and get open over the top. I fully expect every NFL team to recognize what he brings and fully embrace him, no matter his size. But I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of Skyy Moore, where you think he should be drafted, and who his pro comparison should be. All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.